What's up, everybody? It's your boy Meme here. I've got COVID-19 in the year 2023, and that's crazy. Um, I've just been laying in bed all day. For breakfast, I had fried eggs on toast, and for dinner, I had chili. Um, it was really good. My dad made it. Our stove has been broken, so we've been using an induction stovetop and an induction hot plate, which has actually been perfectly uh perfectly fine, like good. It's been a good cooktop, and induction is an incredible technology. However, um uh typically we cook chili in this pot, and as you know about induction technology, only certain pots work with induction. And sadly, we didn't realize this. Our big pot that we use for chili doesn't work with induction. So we had to try to make it in the crock pot. And honestly, it turned out really good. It tasted exactly the same. Maybe a little less spices because my dad adds spices throughout the day and stuff and like checks it when it's not in the crock pot. But since it was in the crock pot, and my mom actually has a crock pot called crock pot club at work. So now she's able to bring the chili in. So hold on, I need to fix my grip. Okay. Um, you know, I don't know when my Easy Foam runners are showing up. I'm starting to see reviews show up on YouTube, and I don't know when mine are showing up. We'll see. I got the carbon colorway. I thought they were done releasing Yeezys, but I just found out that they released the Yeezy 500 tactical boot and the a new like colorway of the knit runner, which is crazy. Honestly, this is crazy. If they release that orange original colorway of the knit runner, I'd probably get it because it looks just so silly, and I respect that. Um, that's a crazy thing to say. I'm probably lying. You know, speaking of Kanye West, hold on. I've got some thoughts on Kanye West. You know, uh, just I always have thoughts on him, right? But just recently, I saw this video. I think it was today, where Travis Scott, he was in Paris, I think, and he may have not been in Paris. He wasn't in America, I'm pretty sure. And he totally brought out Kanye, and they started like singing. It was crazy, and Kanye was there, and it was crazy because it was like Kanye's first public appearance. Ever since he said those horrible, horrible, horrible things earlier this year, just those despicable things, and you know, it seems like he's been back on his medication. He's been in Japan. Most of the time, he hasn't been speaking. A lot of people are saying he was cloned, which is not true. But you know, then later I saw this video, and it was talking about how um uh it was talking about how Kanye West, unlike a lot of his peers, doesn't have a mom. His mom died after like some complications after a plastic surgery, and I believe it was after his third album, Graduation, came out. It was before he released 808s and Heartbreak, and his mother's passing, I believe, did inspire some of the songs on that album for him. And this is all very common knowledge, but it was just so interesting to me. I think it's so, you know, it's so interesting how, like, you know, I, I don't think Donda's his best work, but it's such a potent album. Everything there is so, you can tell that, that Kanye Omari West really cares about each one of the songs on that album, right? Except for maybe the ones on Donda Deluxe. Life of the Party was pretty good. You could tell he cares, is what I'm saying. And it's interesting because the entire album is from the namesake of his mother, Donda West. And you know, and it just makes me wonder how different his life would have been and how different his art would have been if his mother never died. And it was so interesting to me, and it made me so personally grateful to have both of my parents. Because I can't. I can't imagine, having to grow up with only one parent, or like having one of my parents die, and it's gonna happen eventually, but it's just really crazy to think about because it's not happening anytime soon, as far as I know, and I worry how it would affect things in my life. Um, you know, I was feeling pretty sad about all this, so I was like, man, I should listen to some Donda, and I've noticed a sort of a a pattern in a lot of the songs on Donda, that I think is very interesting. And I don't know, other people haven't talked about this. It's because it's so minute, but the production on Donda is really weird. Like it's strange. And what I mean by that is not typically what people mean. On um, So everything in Donda is very choppy and cutty. Everything cuts from like verse to verse. Like it's like everything is a different take, and it's really weird. Like there's a pretty layered vocal sample on Hurricane where he's like, I think it may actually be the weekend. He's like, Father, hold me close, don't let me drown. And when it says "Don't let me drown," there's a very layered vocal harmony. But it's interesting because it cuts off right at the end. They don't let the voices naturally rest down. It's like, don't let me down, and it cuts off. You would expect it to be like, don't let me down, you know, but yeah, it doesn't. It cuts off. I think, oh, maybe the production's a little weird. Maybe it's a little rushed. The album had to come out at a certain date, I'm pretty sure. But then you listen to like Jail, right? Second song on the album. And it's so crazy because it's like it's like, I'll be honest, we are liars, like liars, and it cuts off, you know? And it's like, I'll be honest, we are liars. And then it cuts off again, and it's so strange. It's like a patchwork, it's like those patchwork blankets you see. It's like it's being held together, and it's so weird. I don't know if that's an intentional artistic choice, or if it's like just weird production. But everything on Dot is so choppy, and nothing like naturally flows from one thing to another, and it's just so weird and interesting sounding, and I don't know if it was intentional, but it almost reminds me of the work of it's gonna get really stupid and pretentious. Never mind. But yeah, I hope everybody has a great night, and I hope my foam runners arrive soon. We'll see. And I hope. Oh, I haven't even described my symptoms. My symptoms are this. My symptoms are this video. These are my symptoms. No. I have. I don't have a sore throat. I keep describing it as a sore throat because that's easier to describe. But like, uh, back here, it's kind of gummed up, like not my nose or my throat, but it's like the connection in between the nose and my throat is like pretty gummed up, like it's sore there, and that's really weird. I've also been really tired all day, but I haven't been able to sleep. um and also I have crazy 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 brain fog, and that's why I was describing this video as a symptom of me having COVID. It's like crazy. This happened last time I had COVID when I was in August. Oh God, I guess exactly a year ago when I had COVID in Las Vegas. I can't, you know, I can't think straight. And when I was trying to recall those Kanye lyrics, it like took me a minute. Normally I can, I'm with buddies. I'm reciting Kanye lyrics off the top of my dome. So it's just weird. It's weird um, uh, how COVID affects the mind, because it's primarily a mind virus to me. All right, see, dude. I don't know how I talked for 9 minutes. That's crazy.